Welcome. This is the beginning of our weight loss series, and I wanted to, before we get into the hows and the mechanics of it, I wanted to tell you a little bit about my own personal weight loss journey, kind of what that looked like. As I mentioned before, I have a son. I was older when I had him. I was 37 years old, and I gained a lot of weight when I was pregnant with him. He's a big baby. It was 9.2 pounds coming out of this little body. Well, it wasn't that little, but at the time that I got pregnant, I was 120 pounds. I had like 118, 120. So I was a size 4, 5'3", as you know. And when I had him, I think I was packing like 180 or 180-ish. And maybe that sounds like a lot. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot. But it was a gain of 40 pounds for me. So, no, it was more than that. Yeah, no. Wait, like 60 pounds. Oh, my God. Okay. Anyway, but it's good. It's good. This story's going to have a happy ending, right? It's not one of those where, you really grow to love the characters and then they die. The end. Thanks for coming. No, this isn't like that. Anyway, had this baby, lost weight, and got back down to 140, where I stayed for a number of years. And I kept telling myself, oh, well, I'm a busy mom, and it's not a priority, or, I look good, right? Looking good. Yeah. And, other things, life just happens, right? You don't realize it, you get distracted, or you just get used to weighing a certain amount, or being a certain way, or looking a certain way, and feeling a certain way. And I think that was the case with me. So my new norm was like 140 pounds, and which is a lot, or it's not a lot, I don't know, but it was more than I had ever been. Like I said, I was always, small-ish, and I was up 3 dress sizes. So, I would go clothes shopping, and my entire wardrobe used to consist of all 4s. And then after I had Jimmy, even after I had lost some baby weight, I was 10s and 12s, and which didn't feel great for me personally. Some people, their healthy weight, their power weight is higher or it's lower. And it's not even really about the number. I'm just sharing with you what my numbers are, what they were and what they are. And so, I even remember for my 40th birthday, which is now, I just turned 49. So, almost 10 years ago, my husband was kind enough to treat me to a luncheon. He wasn't there for it, but he paid for myself and for a couple of my best friends to go to this luncheon. And I still have the pictures on the computer. And when I came home and downloaded them, I thought, oh my gosh, there's not one photo that I'm happy with, or that I feel even resembles, you get an image of what, you look like. Oh, I'm this, or I'm that. And when I looked at these pictures, I kind of didn't recognize that face. And it goes back to that thing I alluded to in the introductory video. I felt like I was hiding. I wasn't hiding from anything in particular. It was just hiding, kind of hiding from myself, right? Hiding from the truth. There you go. Hiding from that. And so I knew I wanted to make a change, and I had gone to Weight Watchers after I had Jimmy, and I like that program a lot. And what kept happening, and it's no reflection of the program, this is just me, I think mentally there was a disconnect, and I would lose the weight, and then 140 was like as low as I could go, maybe 139 3/4 or something, and poof, back up again. And at my highest point, I don't mean when I was about to, go into labor, but after Jimmy was here and everybody's happy, and it's a few years into this process, I was like, I think like 149, hovering right around there in the 140s. So the 10s were too tight, the 12s were too tight, and I just knew it was time for a change. And so the things I posted on the Amazon chart, the link above, those are products, with the exception of the yoga things. That's kind of those are recent products within this last year. But all the other things, and the Fitbit has only been around. I've been using mine for over a year. That was given to me for my birthday a year ago. But in place of it, I did go through a number of pedometers. So when I started losing weight, I thought, okay, I need a book. I need to write down not just what I'm eating, or, maybe physical activity that, that I did that day to make myself feel better. So I'd write it down, right? But I charted how I was feeling. Not only am I sluggish or energetic, but am I feeling not so great about myself, or am I feeling hopeful? But I would jot that down, and and I'll show you my book, and then I'll put pictures of it on the log. But I really personalized this log, and in this one, it's got like a little, the book has a little chart, and I would chart my weight. And you might as well be truthful about it. And when I started, I filled out my little thing here, and you might as well start at the highest possible number, because then you can, feel better about your progression as you go down. But in conjunction with this whole thing, I think the reason I was so stuck, and I would lose 5 or 10, and then, that was it, and I would go right back up again. There was a disconnect between my heart and my head, and I wasn't willing to accept and really embrace the person that I was at that beginning, at that launching pad. So at that higher weight, I was unhappy with myself. I didn't feel good about myself. I was, kind of depressed, and kind of, didn't feel sexy, and I didn't feel attractive, and I didn't feel youthful, and I didn't feel viable, and a great number of things. And so I would say these things like, okay, you're not attractive. You're not young anymore. You're not sexy at all. Nobody will want to be with you ever again. And yeah, that's not good. And so when I finally came to the point where I thought, okay, I need to make this change. And I told you yesterday, or the other day, about, my friend back east, who was such an inspiration and encouragement, because I could bounce frustration off of her. Oh my gosh, guess what I did today? You're not going to believe it. It helped tremendously. And in conjunction with that, I really wanted to be grateful for the present state that I was in, because I knew that it was this girl, the one who was struggling and who wanted to be back to her old self. She needed to validate this person, the heavier version, and to love that person, because that person is the one who's going to carry her ass through this journey and get back to the rest of the wardrobe that was just gathering dust. And I even remember we spent 10 years in our first house. My husband and I have been together for 14 years. So we were at the old house, and I had a closet full of clothes and always fit. Then after I had Jimmy and he was little, I had so many, closets. So now I've got all my 4s from my life always. I kept my clothes. I don't throw out clothes. I wear them out. But I had all of these clothes from, size 4. And then all of a sudden, so they go from 4s to the fuller cut 8s and 10s and 12s. And my husband said to me, before we moved to our current house where we've been for 3 years, he said, why don't you just get rid of all those old clothes? You're never going to wear them again. Just get rid of them, because, this is who you are now. This is your reality. And he wasn't being critical. He was just being pragmatic about it, and made a very valid, legitimate point. And it made me really sad, though. Not because he would say something unkind, because it wasn't. It was just a statement. Oh, then you'll have more room for your 8s and 10s and 12s. But it made me sad, because I thought, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. And I did not want to at least not make an effort one more time. And so I did. And I will leave pictures. I'll post pictures, you know, before and after pictures on the blog. And also I'll show you pictures from inside my journal. There's a couple of them, but I put, you know, pictures that were me, but that represented my life now. So they're pictures of me with, you know, with doing things with my son and, you know, reading to him and playing outside and him getting a haircut. And, you know, here's one with like the stroller, and there's one up at my in-laws' house, and there's a number of them there. And it was me doing happy things in my life, but not necessarily looking the way I wanted to look. And so put the scrapbook together, and I got a weight vest. I didn't put that on the Amazon list, but I'll have to add that because I still wear my weight vest all through the neighborhood. So it's just this 10-pound weight, and they have the type where you can insert these 2-pound weights and walk around the neighborhood. And as I mentioned, Fitbits weren't around at that time. I have mine now. Here, wait, I'll show you. Ta-da! There's my Fitbit. See, you don't believe me. Wait, don't look, don't look. Okay, there, poof, and it's gone. But I always had pedometers, and I went through pedometer after pedometer, and they're expensive, and I would sweat all over them, and then they'd be ruined, and I'd bring it home and have my husband take the thing apart and put it back together. I got them at Sports Authority, and they were like 25 bucks a piece or something, Sports Line, because they were very thin, and I would slide it right against my body when I was going to the gym for cardio and whatever, and I ruined them. Or they would steam up if I put them in a plastic baggie. They were horrible. I mean, the Fitbit has actually saved us a lot of money by having it, because it's just impervious to all of that. They expect you to sweat, and they expect it to take a beating, which it does. But so I had my weight vest, my pedometers, these books, and in the books I would log, you know, the exercise. So I would give myself a little gold star or a happy face or 2 smiley faces. But then some days they just were difficult. They sucked. And I would just put a big red line through it. And that was okay. You know, that was that day. And I knew that tomorrow would be a new start. Tomorrow would be a better day. And I personally never deprived myself of anything. And, you know, I like sweets, and I like to eat, and I like salads too, and I like healthy foods and fresh fruit and all of that. But I'm a cookie girl, and I love my cookies. So I never deprived myself of that, but I knew that based on the calories, if I ate whatever it was, that I needed to make it up on the back end, or else it would be on my back end. And so I just, you know, took that into account and realized that this was going to be a process. So those were a couple of the things that I used regularly. Oh, and it was funny because before I'd go to the gym, just like a light spray, I started wearing a different perfume because I thought, okay, I'm in a new place. It's a new marker, and I want to smell differently. So I think it was at that time I started wearing Calvin Klein's Euphoria. So I just, you know, missed and out the door. And my sauna suit. Oh my gosh, you have to get a sauna suit too. I think they're $6 or $7. And if you can't afford that, then just get a garbage bag and cut holes in it and wear that. Does it make you lose more weight? No. Does it make you sweat more? Yes. And so with that, you just get that whole, you know, it's that little engine that could, or that big engine that's going to be the small engine that can. And so I had my gym bag packed, and, oh, okay, here's another thing. When I was new to this, now I exercise all the time, and I work out, and it's just what is, right? It's just part of the thing. But at that time, I had to make this conscious effort to go. And so I'd make this little deal with myself. Okay, Julie, I'm not saying you actually have to go to the gym, but you have to pack as though you're going to the gym. So that's what I did. And you know what? This is running over, and I apologize.